Hi there. Welcome back to the Evolution with Mac and Jenn podcast. This is Jen, and as you can see, Mac is not with me today, which is totally awesome. So last week, if you listened last week, he was on the podcast alone, and so I thought, well, I will do a podcast alone and switch things up a little bit. And if you're watching the video, you can see I also changed the background of our thing here to make it more like springy, which feels exciting to me. So I am on the podcast alone today and not really sure what I'm going to talk about, but I figured I would just start talking and see where it goes. So last week, Mac did the podcast alone, but what's really funny is I was actually right next to him while he was doing it. But let's see. So it was Sunday night and um and I was like, "Oh my gosh, we don't have a podcast for tomorrow." And usually our episodes come out like Monday mornings at 6 a.m. is when I like schedule them. And I didn't have one scheduled for Monday morning. And so it was Sunday night. And I was like, "Oh, we need to do a podcast." And but we had spent the whole day like out, we were so tired. We came home, showered, and he was like, "Well, I'll record one that you can upload." So I was like, "Okay, perfect." Because there's a group of you, and I love you guys so much, but there's a group of you that will message me Monday morning if there's no podcast. And I appreciate you guys reaching out because sometimes I just don't I don't hit publish. And so I do have one loaded. It just doesn't like publish. But I always try to make sure that we have something for you Monday morning. So anyway, so like I love y'all that reach out to me. You're like, "Jenn, there's no podcast. Where's the podcast?" I'm like, it's coming, I promise. So it's really good. I can't believe that this is episode number, I think 49 of our podcast. So we started this 49 weeks ago, which is really cool. And I would say that this is probably, I don't know if it's one of like the best things I've ever done, but it's been really awesome because I feel like this doing a podcast with my husband, he was not my husband when we started it, but now he's my husband. I feel like not only is it just a chance for us, like it feels good for us to be able to like spend that time just like talking and being really present with each other, but it also kind of feels like therapy because I just get to like talk and share my feelings and talk about whatever I want to. And so the podcast has really helped me, I don't know, just be more open. And I feel like it's brought him and I closer together. And it's kind of also helped our business too, because then we get to like actually share and give out like free content and free stuff for our people and our listeners. So that's really cool. My mother, she when her and I were talking today, and she was like, Jenn, I'm not in your membership or anything, but just from the free stuff, I have learned so much. And like her life is like completely changing, but she's like, just from the free stuff, I've learned so much. And I was thinking about it and I was like, yeah, she does listen to like all of our free stuff, but she also gets me one-on-one on the phone almost every single day. So it's like it's just really funny. And so that's good. It's good. Life is going good. I'm like, what else should I talk about today? Today the theme, a lot of the theme and a lot of my calls today with just like one-on-one calls today with some women were mainly about like self-care and setting boundaries. Because it seems to be like a theme these days where we are just in constant like do, get it done mode, and we're just exhausted and we're tired. Um and we're so much in our masculine energy these days that it's just exhausting. It's exhausting because it's not who we truly are. And so when we try to take all that on and take on that role, um we don't thrive there. And so typically when we step into it and we don't like ever take the time to get out of it, that's when it can feel like we've lost ourselves, because that is not who we are. And so it's like we're almost trying to be something that we're not, because we have something, not, I don't want to say something to prove, but it's like, um, it's just that's just not who we are. It's not in our nature as women to be go, 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 do, control, make decisions all the time, like in that masculine energy. Like it's really important for us as women to take a step back and slow down and breathe and refill up our cups so we can give from a place that doesn't isn't empty. So it's really important to just have that balance of getting it done, but also slowing down and taking care of ourselves. And I just know for me, before I was really conscious of all of this, I was just exhausted all the time. And I constantly felt like I was failing because I was trying to control everything, control everyone, control everybody's feelings and thoughts and emotions and everything. I was just wanted to make sure everything was quote unquote perfect. And I thought by me doing more and trying to be in control of all of it, that is what was going to give me that perfection that I was looking for. And because it's impossible, that's why when we try, we constantly feel like we're failing all the time. And so that was my life for a really long time, was just trying to be quote unquote perfect and trying to control everything. And my need to control and my need for an image of perfect left me feeling drained, tired, like a failure. You could like see it in my body and how tight like my face was and stuff. But because of those feelings, that's why back in the day I was like drinking all the time and trying to kind of numb the pain I felt inside by not being good enough. And it wasn't until I would say about, I think my journey started like 9 years ago when I kind of threw my hands up in the air and was like, I don't know what I need, but I know that this is not it and something needs to change. And that's when 2015 is when I hired like my first mentor. And a lot of you know the story, and I'm not going to like share it here, but I hired my first mentor and my life has changed ever since. And one of the ladies I was talking to today, she just kind of started this journey. It was like she just literally like a week ago threw her hands up in the air, joined our membership, and she's ready for change. And it's like the first time I think she's truly surrendered and kind of like let go. And she's like, I don't know what needs to be done. All I know is like this is not what I want and something needs to change. And and it can be like that is a really freeing moment when you do that, when you throw your hands up in the air and you kind of just like let go. And my journey over the last 9 years has just been like a letting go control, and not necessarily giving it to God, but just giving it to like the fact that like I don't know what I need, but I know this isn't it. And so the lady that I was talking, one of the ladies I was talking to today, she said, so like what like do I need to make like a goal, or like what should my goal be? Like do I need like a goal? And when she said it, I knew she was talking about like a goal, like I need to do XYZ. And I said, let's let go of the idea of having like a goal. I'm all about goals. I love goals. And a goal to do this, a goal to get, more followers, or a goal to whatever. But I was like, let's let go of that kind of goal. And like, how about we just like have a goal to be happy? Like the goal should be, how do I want to feel every single day, and start moving towards that. So when I started my journey, I had a lot of problems in my marriage, in my mindset. I was drinking all the time. I was overweight. I wasn't fulfilled. And my goal, when I threw my hands up in the air in 2015 and hired my mentor, my goal was not, I want to lose 20 pounds. My goal was not, I want to get sober. My goal was not, I want a better relationship with my husband. My goal was, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. And I'll do whatever it takes. And so I moved. I said, what needs to happen in order for me to feel happy? Like, what needs to change? Well, I need to start focusing on gratitude. I need to start doing what happy people do. Okay, well, what do happy people do? Because I don't even know. Like, what, how do I get this feeling? And so I started surrounding myself with people who were happy, who had what I wanted. And I started to learn from them, which is why I hired my first mentor and started going to his meetings and his group. And I was learning from other happy people, like, what do happy people do? And I started modeling their behavior and doing what they do. I started a gratitude journal. I started like becoming more conscious about the thoughts going on in my head and changing my focus and doing these little things every day to move me towards happiness. And what's interesting is on my journey to happiness, I lost 70 pounds. So I lost the weight. On my journey to happiness, I quit drinking alcohol and I've been sober for almost 6 years now. On my journey towards happiness, I divorced my first husband and then I became the woman to attract my dream man, and I attracted him and he married me. So that was cool. So on my journey to happiness, it became easy to let go of anything that didn't serve me. And now I feel happy like every day. And I do things every single day now that contribute even more to my happiness. I take time out to myself. I do, self-care. I set boundaries. I show up and I do personal development stuff. I read books. We have a book club going on inside our membership, which I was thinking about it even today in the book club. I was like, reading and I like to be present, but my mind went to the fact that like I'm just like it's just really cool because we are so go 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 every day. It's hard to just slow down and be present. And the fact that like we're taking even just an hour out of our days on one day a week to just sit, be present and read a book together, like this is really cool and this is actually so necessary to be happy, to slow down and to just be present in the moment and to do some like personal care and some personal growth and connect with other human beings who are kind of on the same journey. Like that was really cool. We have our membership calls Thursday nights and that too, it's just like a time when it's like I'm doing this for me. And I'm doing this because I want to be happy and I'm going to take the time out of my day to invest in my happiness. What needs to happen in order for me to feel happy? And my journey started out with gratitude and going to my mentor's meetings. They were in person every Tuesday night at his office. He had like a group of people come down and they were basically like he was in a network marketing company, so it was like network marketing type stuff, but all those people were like on the path to a better life. And that's the path I was on, was I wanted a better life. I wanted something more. And so I'm like, how do I create this? What do I need to do? And so it all started with just like, what do I want? Like my goal was never get sober. My goal was never lose weight. My goal was never divorce my husband, my first husband. My goal was I just want to be happy. How that happens or what that looks like or what needs to happen in order for me to be happy, I'm not attached to what needs to happen. I'm attached to the fact that I want to be happy. I want to feel happy every single day consistently. What needs to happen in order for me to do that? And that is what I've pretty much moved towards. Um, Even up until this day, like I'm like, I even told Mac the other day, I'm like, if we're, if it's not fun and if it's not contributing to my growth, I don't want to do it. I don't care. I literally don't care. And if it's something that has to be done, that doesn't feel fun, I just reframe things now to make it fun. So every day I'm just having fun and contributing to my growth and living in a state of happy and gratitude and bliss and joy. And it's also very interesting because, you know, my life still, it isn't perfect. Like things happen in my life, sometimes still to this day that people, it would take people out sometimes. But it's just about like life doesn't necessarily change around you. It's just because life still happens. Like, and when I'm speaking of this, I'm talking about, I had some family members that tragically died in 2022 at the end of 2022. And it was, I mean, it's been rough and heartbreaking for like myself and my whole family. Um, but it's like, you don't like, so you can't stop things from happening, but you just become better equipped at handling the things and the uncertainty. And that's where what's fun and it's exciting. And so, um, that's been my a little bit of my journey, just moving towards happiness and joy and just become being better equipped at handling times that don't feel as fun or handling like uncertainty. Tony Robbins says the more uncertainty you can handle, the better your life is, basically. Those are not his exact words, but I can't think of the exact quote right now, but it's basically like the more uncertainty you can handle, the better your life is. And that is kind of true because the truth is actually nothing in life is certain. And we're all we're all stressing out about gaining a sense of certainty and control. But because there is no certainty and you're not in control, that's why we constantly feel like we're failing. So when we can let that go and just remember and trust that everything is working for us and it's all going to be okay and it always works out because it does. And one of the things I always tell myself that has really helped my mindset and just getting through the bad times is just remembering like, God always has my back and like there is a bigger plan. And I also tell my clients and people that God does not read the fine print either. So if you want something like happiness, you want to be happy. I'm like, God, I want to be happy. And I tell God exactly, the plan. Okay, this is going to make me happy. Here's the plan, God. This is what I want, and I write it like I want to be happy. And then in the fine print, I write, but this is what needs to happen in order for me to be happy, right? God doesn't read the fine print. So it doesn't always feel like he's working things in your plan. And so sometimes it can feel hard on your journey to happiness, but it's just, it's not, it's God's plan. So, like, for example, God, I want to be happy. God's like, okay, you'll be happy, but you're not going to get the happiness you want inside of this relationship. So you're going to have to go through a divorce. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking going through the divorce and I'm like, God, this is not part of the plan. Like, I'm not happy here. Like, this does not feel good. Nobody wants to get divorced, right? But God doesn't read the fine print. So sometimes like you have to like let some things go in order to move towards what you actually want. Um, and so it's just like very, very interesting. God doesn't read the fine print, and that's how I can get through the hard times sometimes get through the hard times because I know, like, there's a plan. I'm not totally in control. I am co-creating in this, but I'm not totally in control. And trusting that God has my back, and um, everything's gonna be okay. If you're not getting what you say you want, perhaps slow down and listen to what you're asking for too, because sometimes, if your life doesn't look the way you want it to, you're probably not listening or not asking for what you want in like the right way, maybe. So, anyways, that's the podcast for today. I need to go because I need to go pick Cameron up from school. And so I'm super excited. And it's a beautiful day. And so I hope um, everybody has a great day today. Thank you for listening. And if you need anything from me or from Mac, you can find us both. The best place to find both of us is hanging out on Facebook. My name on Facebook is Jenn Lockhart Grant. So it's Jenn Lockhart, Lockkhart Grant. I kept the Lockhart last name, which is my ex-husband's last name, on my Facebook because I just wanted people to be able to recognize me still, so when I married Mac and became a Grant, I didn't want to just go from Jenn Lockhart to Jenn Grant. I still wanted, so I kept the Lockhart in there. That's how you can find me. Mac is MAC. Mac Grant on Facebook. And, you can always send us a private message if you have any questions for us. If you like this podcast, like, tell us, we want to know. um, this is episode 49. I can't believe, we're almost 50 weeks into this and consistent. Gonna keep going, loving this. So it's just really awesome. And yeah, that's it. If you want to work with us closer, we have our membership. Ask me about it. It's really awesome, really fun. And I don't know what else to say except have a great day and I love you. Bye.